The names that built this program are legendary. Lewis, Taylor, Reed, Portis, Kosar, Testaverde. And it is with reverence, respect, and excitement that we welcome you to Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes. There's just something about the nightcap. After a day of wall-to-wall football, it just seems this is when chaos ensues. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Hurricanes will kick it away first. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Badgers offense takes the field. And here comes the quarterback. And one thing you know for sure with this team, as he goes, so goes the offense.
And he's a big-time talent, Reese. This guy can hurt you in a multitude of ways, throwing and running the football. He's going to have to be dialed in, though, because this defense is going to give him a lot of different looks. It's really important mentally this QB is on his game.
You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And that's going to be the challenge for this offense tonight, is holding up against this pass rush. They are one of the best defenses in the entire nation because of their ability to get pressure on the quarterback. They're going to have to do a much better job tonight protecting their guy, or they've got no shot.
Dialing up a second down pass play. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And you simply cannot start the game any better if you're on defense. The first two plays of the game, you get a sack. That's how you seize momentum.
They've got him pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the two.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they did.
They'll boot it away from their own 20 after taking the safety. So the Miami Hurricane offense takes the field, and they'll have their first possession. And this guy is a big-time star. Just an electricity follows him onto the field.
He's a workhorse too, Reese. This is a definition of a bell cow running back. He can carry the load for his offense and put his football team on his back.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold it, open.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Line gets set, first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? Nothing but green ahead. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it first and 10 inside the 20. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football
And the ball's loose in the backfield. Oh, it looks as if the defense got it.
Oh, and it's a hit like that that will...
A timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's got it in the end zone! Touchdown, Miami!
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing it because coverage is going to be tight.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and they have a 9-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Bringing it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
Quickly to the tight end.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play. When it's second down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this third down manageable. Really nice job of executing it.
On third and short, the power run here. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. And the Badgers will call on their punt team. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Makes the grab and gets the foot in bounds, and it'll be a first down. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. They'll line up for a second down play. Scanning the field, it's Sellers. Pocket starts to collapse. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell in.
This is a third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Quickly complete. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Canes will send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. He'll wave for the fair catch and haul it in at the 25. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
These two conferences largely share the same geographic footprint, and the ACC loves it when they can take down a team from the SEC.
And we see these two conferences play each other oftentimes early in the season, late in the season. David, think about Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State. These players have a lot of familiarity with one another.
And this already matters so much to these kids because they grew up in the same area a lot of times, like Reese was talking about with the footprint. But how about in the past, too? When your undefeated league champion gets left out of the playoff for an SEC team, a little more fuel for the fire.
Makes a catch and knocked down.
Great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage, and when he drags across the field, he could see he had him. He completes it for the first time.
He's got it. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. Looking to go up top on first down. Lets it fly. And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
And what did I start for this offense? The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of those top 15 teams who did battle today. Florida State went on the road and just dominated. And that's one way to grab attention on a national level. Make a statement in someone else's house and prove you're legit. And did the Seminoles ever do that? No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. They're trying to get to him. Got his man on the right. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Got some room to run. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
He's looking to throw. Got his man quickly. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
You know, this linebacker is a special player because not only is he good making tackles in the open field, this guy can cover. And you saw a great example of it with that running play.
Third down, and this crowd will pull out a vocal cord to help this defense. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants it all. And it's caught. Touchdown, Badger.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already...
The extra point is blocked. Still on his feet, and remember, he can return it. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. Getting the extra point blocked soured that touchdown drive just a bit, but they'll line up to kick it off. Fair catch called for and made. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Looking for a productive play on first down. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
Well, the defense may have been caught off guard a little bit on that play. It was 2nd and long. They weren't expecting the run. So now we've got 3rd and manageable, and they've got to be wondering to themselves, is this offense going to try to run?
And the ball is picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down for this offense. The give to the back. Makes his man miss. Trying to impose their will on the ground as he stopped after a 5-yard pickup to the 33.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Throwing right. It's complete. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over. Move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think we can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Dropping back, it's Sellers. Going for it all. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Canes.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And he makes the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like 2 heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
They'll give it to the back. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays, but sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well, but if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. The Badgers will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Bringing it back, it's Carr. He only needs a sliver of daylight. What a return there. Found a little running room and put his team in great position. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Pulled down after a pickup of 3. Ball's at the 13. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Touchdown, Hurricane! Hauled it in and just kept right on running to the hallelujah land.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
On second down, he's looking downfield. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. And he just throws it away on third down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that. And the Badgers send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin him deep. Running it back, it's Carr. He gets a block. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Going up top on first down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends.
Throws toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling the rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down the field. That one did, but I'd expect this guy to keep letting it go.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Sellers. Pressure coming. Going to try to get it himself. And he couldn't find quite enough running room to reach the line to gain. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Maybe a tad out of field goal range and way too close to punt it. Kind of in no man's land, so they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. Fourth down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's fourth down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
Quick completion on the out route. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They'll throw it on first down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again. On second down, looking again to throw. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Oh, it's off the side of his foot. And no shot at a return here as the punt goes out of bounds. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific start from there in beautiful Miami Gardens.
The Badgers will line up to kick off and start the second half. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with him.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here in the second half.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
That last play is the kind of thing the offense can really build some momentum on, and now they've got it 1st and 10 outside the 40. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw, it's Sellers. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Stopped just inside the 30 at the 29. It's a 10-yard pickup and a first down. And the Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Comes out throwing on first down. A strike downfield. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and you know the tight end's always open.
Always open. Quarterback's best friend. And this guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DB.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
A first down sack can wreck a drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Quarterback will audible. Wants to throw on 2nd down. Now improvising. Finds his big tight end. And he'll be marked down right there, still short of the first down.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that They know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
Now, a 4th down.
The offense failed to convert on 4th down earlier, but that didn't change their thinking here. Makes the catch. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Miami. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now, and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being you, keep being aggressive.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
On 2nd down, wants to throw. Fires to the big fella. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. It's caught downfield. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40.
And when you get zone coverage and you're running curls and the wide receiver sprints off the ball, you know what happens? That DB starts to bail, and that wide receiver comes back, and it's easy pitch and catch for the offense.
And the Badgers headed quickly to the line. They keep attacking through the air. And he was flat, missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. And the quarterback is snowed under.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Running it back, it's Carr. Makes a move. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oak. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So Reese with the... accomplish something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. And they've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Line gets set, 1st down. They'll start this drive with a pass. He'll take a deep shot here. He holds it in, and nobody's close. Touchdown, K. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Oklahoma was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Sooners performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Movement here from the tight end. They'll leave it with him. At the 35, he's open. Oh, look out, there he goes. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Trying to find his man on first down. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
Red pass, it's complete. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
Well, you haven't seen a lot of incompletions from this guy now in his last 2 games out. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. As a head coach, you got to love the fact that your quarterback is dialed in.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He's looking to throw. He caught it. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
I think that time offensively, we're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit, and let's keep going.
They believe in their running game on 3rd and goal here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. One final play before the end of the quarter. Off play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. We've reached the end of the quarter and Miami is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff, where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. Wide out in motion. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. And the missed connection on 3rd down.
Well, 3rd and short, the offense dials up the screen, expecting the pass rush to come upfield, man-to-man, but it just simply does not work. Defense stays home, and they force the incompletion.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. He fires a bullet to the right. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Offense set on first down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Wide open downfield. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. To the air on first down. Quickly out to the tight end.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
On second down, just keeps firing. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
He'll keep it himself. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. They'll try to overcome that last play on 2nd and 15. It'll be a draw. They'll put the brakes on him at the 21, give him a yard. The Badgers moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. A shot for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Badgers. That big score makes the end of this game very interesting.
No doubt the offense got what they needed. More work to do, but you had to get this part accomplished first.
And they tacked on the extra point. They just finished off a 53-yard scoring drive. And they finished things off with a 21-yard touchdown pass. He'll call for the fair catch here. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get the...
And he breaks into the open. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And how about this offense, man? Being able to succeed, still winning without their bell cow, without their star being their star. This offense has not had a great game on the ground, but they're still in the lead.
It's 3rd down, and the line to gain is the 36. Motion from the offense. Back to pass, it's Sellers. It's complete on the right side. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Nice job executing the 4-minute offense. You know, they practiced this throughout the week, having a lead late in the game, running plays to just get enough to get first downs to stay on the field, and they are executing this 4-minute offense to perfection.
Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. He'll toss it. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. We've reached a 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. trying play action. Throws to the wideout. He's got it. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage total.
That play is going to drive the head coach absolutely crazy. You've got the lead. Why are you going out of bounds? Just get down, lead the clock. The clock right now is your friend.
Forced out of the pocket. Nobody open. He just throws it away, and it'll bring up second down.
It's a safe play call, and it's a good, safe decision, right? You're just rolling him out. This is going to be in the end zone or out of bounds, trusting his quarterback to make the right decision. He does. Sets up second.
And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Hurricane! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. He wants to throw, getting some heat. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
How about the difference a week makes for this QB? Last week, man, the completion percentage way down. Just wasn't consistent, wasn't in good rhythm. Right now, looks like he's in total control, and this offense is moving at a way better pace. Looks like a completely different team from last week.
Finds his big tight end. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that pass is intercepted. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football, getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Coming after it. He's loose at the 15. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Nice job by the QB. You can tell they want to push it down the field. They want to be aggressive on first down, which I love, which is really hard to stop from a defensive standpoint. But does a good job scrambling outside the pocket, picking up the first down, and then saving his life. Good job. Get out of bounds.
Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
Zone coverage that time, and the cornerback, a nice job with his eyes. He's watching the quarterback. He sees the ball thrown, so he knows exactly when to break on it. He's able to break it up.
Going for the big play. And he's got it inside the 35. Touchdown, Miami. A great catch and run for 6. That one ought to give them firm control with this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about that. But they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. What can they pull out of the playbook here on 2nd and long from the 17? Feeling some heat. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Fires to the tight end. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch. He's got enough. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Double time, hustling to the line to stop the clock.
It's 2nd down.
Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Defense a little too anxious there. They're just making it easier for this offense. 3rd and short now from their own 48. He'll set up to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback. Timeout is called with just a single second left. And the Badgers will punt it away on 4th down. He's got great speed. They bring him down. Strong effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a pin.